for Region B, the semifinal edition. Bob Alvis and Oscar Briggs alongside. And Oscar, I'll tell you, tonight is a big night. If the Colonels win, they are guaranteed a spot in the state final. You lose, you pack the uniforms up.
Well, as you said, that's both teams, Madison County or Altavista. Big game tonight. Like you said, winner goes on to the Region B finals, but that does guarantee you advance into the first quarterfinals of the state tournament. So this is always the big one in the region.
Altavista, the ladies have not played on this floor in a very long time in a regular season game, to my knowledge, here at Amherst County High School. The floor is somewhat spacious. So, you know, who knows? Advantage Altavista or advantage Madison. Madison's second-place team in the Bull Run, following George Mason, who is a very talented team in Division II, first place in the Bull Run, coached by LeBrian Thomas. Catherine Johnson at Madison County has been around for a while, too. Legendary head coach for the Mountaineers. So, should be an interesting one tonight. Altavista got here with the win over Riverhead the other night.
Yeah, nice win by Altavista. It wasn't one of the prettier games that they played all year, but 1-3-1 zone defense that Riverhead's played most of the night gave Altavista girls some problems. They haven't seen that this year very much, and played tough defense. And again, it wasn't a pretty win, but they were able to pull it off.
Well, no game at this point is going to be a gimme. You know, I mean, you got to scratch, you got to fight, you got to claw. You don't have to bite, but you got to do everything it takes to get a win in the regional and beyond. Because, like I said, you know, if you make it at this point, everybody's good on some level.
That's right, and you know, as we alluded to, berthing the state quarters on line tonight, and sitting here looking at Madison County, they should be a formidable opponent for the Colonels.
And you know, really not a long trip for the Mountaineers, coming from just past Charlottesville. I mean, it's not as close as it is from Altavista, but it's not obscene in terms of travel from Madison. And you know, in Region B, you can get obscene with the travel sometimes.
Yeah, you can. And Madison County was actually here very early tonight. They rolled into the gym shortly after around 5 o'clock and seemed very relaxed. Didn't take the floor until about 30 minutes before game time, but again, very relaxed, very loose. So it looks like they're ready tonight.
Altavista and Madison County should be a good one here from Amherst County High School. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with more on the Subway pregame show. Colonels and Mountaineers on 105.5 KD Country.
And Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
It's cold out there. Who are you going to call when that old heater finally breaks down? Select Air, 841-1580. Another question. Who are you going to call this summer when that air conditioner finally kicks the bucket? Select Air, 841-1580. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Never an overtime charge with Select Air. Call Donnie at 841-1580 for a free estimate or online at selectair.webs.com.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis, the honor is all mine tonight, joined by Oscar. I'm going to call him Rocky Briggs, jogging up those stairs like Sylvester Stallone in the Rocky movies up the steps in Philadelphia. I understand Kyle has told me your nickname is Agent Zero, though.
Yeah, I don't know where he got. Yeah, I do know where he got that from, but yeah, it's fun to work these tournament games, Bob, and. We talk about the regional sites, and people wonder, well, why is Altavista playing in Amherst County?
Right.
And these sites are pre-selected before the season. Each region has a district. Has a neutral site. And Altavista, Dogwood District has Amherst County, has been for quite some time. The boys are very familiar with this site.
Right. Yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow night. Altavista has not played at this site in a regional game since, I believe, Nelson County several years back when the Governors won the state championship. Altavista will be taking on another brethren from the Pennsylvania County schools, the Gretna Hawks, for the fourth time this year. Thankfully, the Colonels are done with Dan River, though, as the Wildcats got them 3 times. But on to the ladies tonight. They will face the winner of the game that's going on in Cumberland tonight with the Amelia County Raiders and the East Rockingham squad, who is very solid. State champions last year, knocking off Covington up there at the Siegel Center in Richmond. And Altavista does have some experience on that Siegel Center floor, too. Lost in the semifinals to Covington, but won in the state quarterfinals over, I believe it was ARGS, Appomattox Regional Governor's School. So, you know, and I don't think the Colonels scare easily because they've been in big games in volleyball as well. Some of these girls do the double, so to speak, but those that don't do the single very well, like TT does.
Well, that's right, and we talked about, you talked about East Rock. East Rock was scheduled to be on the same side of the bracket with Altavista. Amelia had their tournament final game was canceled due to weather on Saturday. It slid Altavista number 1, East Rock to number 2, and it slid Amelia all the way down to number 3.
East Rock at number 3.
East Rock
Amelia,
at 3.
Amelia at 2. But,
Amelia
I
2.
mean, again, the good part is you get to avoid East Rock until you absolutely have to play them. East Rock was knocked off in the tournament semifinals by Stewart's Draft up there in the Shenandoah. So I saw East Rockingham last year, Oscar. They were a very good team. But Altavista can't look past Madison County. Madison County has got some girls out there that look like they can shoot the rock. And like I said, you don't get to this point by dumb luck.
That's right.
So we'll see what goes on tonight. Altavista, obviously, I think that since the second season has started, and if you want to call the regional tournament the third season, you're more than welcome to. But the Lady Colonels, I think, have almost been like a fine wine, just getting better with age. And, you know, the sophomores are now juniors, the juniors are now seniors, and the seniors are now 50 years. And I'll tell you, one lady that's been dominant for Altavista, Sydney Morris, especially on the defensive end as well.
Yeah, Sydney has been dominant on the defensive end, and really from the offensive end, she showed a lot of patience, a whole lot of maturity from last year, and even a lot of growth this year. She had Kyle and I speechless the other night on a block that she had out on the perimeter. A girl went up to take it just inside the three-pointer, went up to take the shot. Sydney went out, jumped, and just hit a line drive into about the fourth row. Fielded by the fine hands of Russell Berger, a former Gretna High School player.
Well, to keep Kyle Hayden quiet on something is a feat in itself. So definitely Sydney, a great defensive player. Before we go to our next break here on the Subway pregame show, let's tell you who's sponsoring tonight's game. It includes Subway. It's still February. You can get a lot of your favorite subs there for $5, and the premiums are only $6. So good deals at Subway in Altavista. 2 locations, Main Street and inside Walmart. If you're listening to us on the internet, thank you, the good friends at Walmart right there on Clarion Road. Save money, live better at Walmart. The shops of Altavista, kids and lady clothing, home decor too, all at a great price. Chris Anderson, he's your new State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving families since 1905. Select Air, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never an overtime charge. The E&S Mart, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for $2.99. Can't beat that, folks. English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Fellers Chevrolet, where a short drive will save you money. And finally, the First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. The Altavista Colonels and the Madison County Mountaineers playing for a right to go to the state tournament. The regional final will be on Saturday night at Spotswood. The girls will go second. Actually, the guys will go first. So it's opposite. Call it the Sadie Hawkins day game. Has the Altavista Colonels ladies, if they can get past this one, will play at 8 o'clock for the girls. Altavista and Madison getting ready to get underway. We will take a timeout and come back, but let's keep it here for just a moment. Deborah Spencer, head coach of the Altavista Colonels, and let's tell you who are our officials tonight as well. It's Mr. Ken Setji, Mr. Rick Evans, and Mr. John Goose here at Amherst County High School. Floor says the Lancers, it'll be the floor of the Colonels tonight. Let's take a timeout and come back with more right here on the Subway pregame show on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Fellers Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Fellers Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
I'm hungry. What are we doing for lunch?
E&S Mart.
E&S? I knew they had the best gas prices in town, but lunch too?
You can get 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for just $2.99.
$2.99? Wow!
Yep, high-quality Nathan's and Jesse Jones hot dogs with over 30 items on the topping bar, so you can load it up any way you want it.
I'm Mike Maddox. I'd like to invite you down to try the best hot dog in Altavista. Come on down.
E&S Mart, Lynch Mill Road, across from the elementary school.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista and Madison County getting ready to get underway. I'm going to let my good friend Oscar Briggs tell you the starting 5 from each club. Obie?
First, for Madison County, at guard, Chandler Gentry. She's a 5'5" sophomore. At the other guard, number 15, Timberly Dean, a 5'4" senior. At the third guard, number 24, Alexis Smith. She is a 5-foot senior. Got one forward, you've got Abby Erb wearing number 20, a 5'8" senior. And at the other forward, Renee Lucas wearing number 30. She's a 5'10" forward. So height-wise, Bob, I did it already.
That's all right.
Height-wise, they match up relatively well with the Colonels.
Yeah, Altavista, they have a formidable starting 5 on their side too, though.
Yeah, and starting the usual suspects. At guard, number 11, 5'4", senior T.T. Dews. At the other guard, you'll have number 23, a 5'4" senior, Ryan Hedgepath. On the front line, you'll have Sydney Ford, a 5'11" junior, Kayla Lee, a 5'6" senior, and number 30, Kalia Donington, a 5'9" junior. Of course, they're coached by head coach Deborah Spencer, who I think first game of this season this year got her 300th win early in the season.
Yeah, in 2 sports, and that says something for you.
And she's
you're
not
a good coach. Not that you've been around a while. You're a good coach.
Well, and it's not that she's been around a tremendous amount of time. She's still in her mid-40s, so she's done a consistent, high-level performing job.
I thought she was 29.
Yeah.
Let's go with that because I want to stay on her good side. Altavista dressed in their home whites. Altavista written on the front in black, outlined in orange. The numerals beneath, striping down the side in orange and black. Madison in the royal blue, numeral in black, outlined in white. And Oscar, we're so high up, I can't tell if it says Madison or Mountaineers on the front of the jersey. My eyesight's not what it used to be.
It says Madison.
It says Madison on the top of the jersey. It is in black, outlined in white. Rick Evans will toss the ball up in just a moment. I'll tell you, I'm lucky. Tonight I got you on my left, Damian Sorlett from the News and Advance on my right. So I'll tell you, I'm the thorn between 2 roses.
And it was nice talking to the official Evans before the game. His daughter had a big week this week, signing a D1 letter from, or certainly getting an offer from Mount St. Mary's in Maryland.
Sydney Morris will jump it along with Renee Lucas. Altavista going to our right here in half number 1. They have the basketball. Ryan Hedgepath between the circles. Kayla Lee to her left. Lee will run through. TT will pop out on the wing. Dews receives. Ball at the waist. Gets it into Morris. Off the post. Morris takes it up. Can't get it to go. Morris taps it out of a Madison player's hands, and TT comes down with it. Dews with the running jumper. No good. Rebounded by Lucas. Lucas will shovel it back. Madison to our left here in the first half, and Alexis Smith with the basketball. Smith gets it over to Renee Lucas. The senior forward puts it on the floor with the right, back over to Smith.
Colonel starting off in a 2-3 zone.
Madison County with the basketball. 45 seconds in, no score. They try to sneak it down inside, but Morris comes away with it. And Sydney will bring it up along the left side. Gets it to TT. Dews tries to go down low to Donegan. Tapped out of there by Madison. Basketball going to stay to White. And the Colonels will inbound underneath the goal, and Kayla Lee will do the honors.
And Madison starting off in the 2-3 zone as well.
Hedgepath with the rock. Ryan brings it middle of the floor. Now bounce pass right to TT. Dews over to Hedgepath. Now Lee, left wing, throws it back to Hedgepath. Altavista playing pitch and catch on the perimeter. Madison County doing a good job to get in front of Morris, but Morris pops out to receive the ball. Morris had it in her hands, knocked out, picked up by Hedgepath. Tell you, it looks like Madison's done their homework. TT for three, no good. Rebound by Sydney Morris. Morris over to Dews, now to Lee. Kayla swings in the corner to Hedgepath. Hedgepath puts it on the floor with her left, brings it back between the circles. Ryan left side to TT. Dews over to Morris, and Morris returns it up top to Hedgepath. Now over to TT Dews. Colonel's being very patient with the basketball. Dews can't go anywhere on that one. Gets it to Lee. Kayla for three. Bingo. Altavista strikes first. Kayla Lee with the three.
And Kayla was a catalyst the other night for them when they first got offense going. Kayla's got it knocked down a couple of threes.
Madison having trouble getting it in the front court. They do, and now trapped by Lee and Dews, and they're going to call a traveling call. Catherine Johnson wanted the foul. Not going to happen. Altavista leads 3-0 with 6:02 to go here in the opening quarter. And it's a Fellers Chevrolet opening quarter. Search all their new and used inventory at FellersDirect.com, where a short drive will save you money. Knocked away, picked up by Madison. Abby Erb comes down with it. Erb gives it back to Smith.
Switch on defense that time for Madison. They went man-to-man, and the Colonels didn't recognize it.
Tried to go down low to Erb. Donegan knocked it away, but Lucas picks it up and gets in two.
Number 30, Renee Lucas for two.
3-2, Altavista. 2.5 in here from Amherst County High School, and a foul, and it's going to go the other way. They're going to call that one on Kayla Lee. It's her first, team's first.
Colonels were running their motion offense. Kayla went down, and they apparently called her for a moving screen.
Alexis Smith, the senior, will take it. 4 seniors and a junior starting for Madison. And the Mountaineers in trouble. Morris and Lee trapping, and Altavista's going to get whistled for the foul. That one's going to go against Sydney Morris, her first, team second.
Colonels had her trapped way out next to the half-court line and called the grab on Sydney. Look, again, we're a long way away.
Yeah, long way away. Great hospitality here, though, at Amherst. Mr. Robert Kurd doing a great job putting us in the best spot he could, honestly. I mean, and it's a very nice view. Kind of like you're flying in a helicopter. You get that topographical map out.
The MetLife blimp.
Hedgepath with the basketball. Altavista up by 1, 3-2 here with 4:50 to go in the opening stanza. Morris over to Hedgepath. Hedgepath puts it on the floor with her left. Now over to TT Dews. Dews over to Morris. Sydney, right side to Hedgepath. Hedgepath, ball above the head. Bounce pass in. Donegan takes it up, and she's going to be fouled. Lucas got a little bit out of position, tried to overcompensate with the hands. And that will send Kalia Donegan to the stripe.
Nice move by Kalia towards the basket. Was able to get the Mountaineer player on her hip. Going to the line, shooting two.
First one from Kalia. Goes down without a problem.
Kalia's been solid from the free throw line all year. It seems a little odd doing the game without her mother up in the booth.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Maybe we could get her to sit up here. I don't know where she is. Donegan's second shot rattles down as well, 5-2. Numerous luminaries in the crowd tonight. Autograph seekers can have their pick, ranging from Ty Gafford to Ben Breeden of Madison County, the head boys basketball coach. Altavista, hellacious backcourt pressure. Madison just does get it up. They'll fire a three from the corner. No good for Gentry. Board comes down to Morris.
Nice job of finishing the break, breaking the press, and nice looking three-pointer, just didn't go.
TT Dews over to Ryan Hedgepath. Colonels really have it far out right now, probably about 30 feet at least from the basket. Dews over to Lee. Lee finds it to Donegan. Donegan inside the arc on the right side, gets it back to Kayla Lee, and Lee will return it to Hedgepath.
Coach Spencer needs to find an opportunity to isolate Sydney Morris with this playing against this man-to-man.
Well, Altavista is certainly not looking to be like UNLV back in the day. It's slowing it down, but that's why Morris gets loose on the back door, on the block, gets the two to go in, and Altavista leads 7-2.
Boy, nice assist from Ryan Hedgepath, picking the cut and Sydney Morris up.
Madison not paying attention. Erb paid attention and went back and got it, and Erb's going to be called for a travel. Catherine Johnson wanted to push, but not going to happen. 3:31 remains in the opening quarter, and it's 7-2. And I'm told Miss Donegan had to work tonight, but she might be listening. Ryan Hedgepath with the basketball. And we thank all of our listeners if you're in Altavista or beyond at kdcountry.com. We appreciate your patronage.
Or she may not be listening if that's against the rules where she works.
Well, we can all bend the rules sometimes. T.T. Dews over to Kalia Donegan. Donegan to Morris. Morris returns. Kalia hits it off the window and in. And Catherine Johnson has seen enough. Going to send in some subs. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here for just a moment. 3:03 to go. 9-2 Altavista with the 7-point lead. And Oscar, I think they've made Madison County very uncomfortable very early in this one.
Well, Madison came out of that zone, and the Colonels were being very patient. Didn't get a lot of looks. They went to the man-to-man. The Colonels have capitalized on that, Bob. 3 nice assists on the last 3 buckets for the Colonels.
Of course, if you're a fan of the Altavista guys team, you want to see some basketball tomorrow night. Mother Nature, she's not very friendly at this time of the year, and she might have something to say about that, but we're going to all keep our fingers crossed that the Colonels will be going tomorrow night here on this very floor with the guys against the Gretna Hawks.
Well, we're stuck in a weather pattern. That'll be like, if you count a Saturday, it'll be 5 or 6 Friday, Saturdays in a row where we've had some type of frozen precipitation. So
thankfully, it's been more on the Fridays because
that's right.
It would be going into work on Saturdays if it was happening on the weekends. That's why I hated snow about 3 years ago, Oscar. Altavista, again, really making Madison work in the backcourt, and Donegan's not going to knock it out of bounds. And, you know, right here, I mean, it's a good play. You didn't get a turnover, but you forced Madison County to get the ball back in bounds, which is always not a given.
Altavista substitution, bringing in Chelsea Robinson. Chelsea's been very valuable as a 6th man here the last half of the season.
Morris will get a quick breather. Madison County with the basketball. Pop out for 3 from the wing right in front of the Altavista bench, no good, and Ryan Hedgepath runs down the rebound. I'll tell you, Hedgepath is not the type of girl that's going to get her stuff on TV or in the paper a lot, but you can't win without a player like Ryan Hedgepath.
Yeah, most valuable player for Ryan tonight was her mom, and I'll allude to that here in a minute.
T.T. Dews with the basketball, now over to Hedgepath, now to Kayla Lee. Lee gets it over to Chelsea Robinson. Now over to Hedgepath. Now to T.T. Dews returns it back to Hedgepath. And again, Altavista really lulling Madison into I think, false sense of security that Altavista's not going to move the ball. And when they get sleepy, that's when Altavista finds somebody on that low block. Donegan right now guarded by Lacey. 3-pointer by Dews is going to be off right side. Chelsea Robinson hustles in for the rebound. Can't get the shot to go, but she's going to get 2 attempts from the free throw line with the clock stopped with 1:52 to go.
Boy, and that's what Chelsea's been doing again the last half of the season. Her confidence has really grown, and she continues. She does the little things. She hits the rebounds, and plays tough D.
You know, the thing here, 2 team fouls apiece. Altavista, though, has been in the act of shooting on their fouls. Madison County is not. So Altavista already with some opportunities to hit them with the clock stop. Chelsea misses that one, though. Erica Wilson checks in.
Quick tell on Ryan. Ryan packed her bag this morning at home and had 2 left sneakers in. So.
Hey, that's happened to me, too. I've gone with the wrong shoe. I had 2 black shoes one time. They look similar in the dark. Robinson hits the free throw, 10-2 Altavista as we head to 1.5 minutes to go. And Madison County turns it over, and Altavista is going to get the basketball back. Renee Lucas will check back in for Madison. On the floor right now for Altavista, you have T.T. Dews, Erica Wilson, Kalia Donegan, Chelsea Robinson, and Casey Cox. Madison County will counter with Timberly Dean, Chandler Gentry, Renee Lucas, Alexis Smith, and, Oscar, I've done it again, Cassie Lacey. Basketball belongs to the Mountaineers. Gentry with it. Over to Smith. Smith finds it to Gentry. Gentry left side, no good off the back iron. Gentry hustles, though. Gets her own rebound on the opposite side of the floor, but couldn't keep it inbounds.
That's Gentry's 3rd attempt from three-point land. She's been online on all 3 of them. Just a little bit problem with her length, but she's got a nice-looking stroke, Bob.
Buck 23 to go in quarter 1, 10-2 Altavista. T.T. Dews with the basketball. Dews finds Chelsea Robinson cutting to the hole, and Robinson gets in 2. And it's 12-2 Altavista.
Again, you got to wonder if Madison's going to go back to their zone.
Madison gets into Lucas. Lucas trying to take it up. Lucas is going to be fouled. That foul is going to go against Donegan. And that will send Madison County to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Third team foul. Third team foul on Altavista. And the first one up by Lucas is not going to fall down. Touched a lot of iron, but didn't go down. Morris will check in for Donegan. On that floor for Altavista, Morris, Robinson, Wilson, Dews, and Cox. Second free throw is up and in for Lucas, and it cuts it to 12-3. Madison got that too early, Oscar, and has not gotten a field goal in quite some time as we're under a minute.
Well, they continue to stay in that man-to-man.
Dews with the basketball. TT looking for somewhere to go. Finds Erica Wilson, middle of the floor. Wilson comes left to Casey Cox. Cox puts it on the floor. Goes back to the middle with Wilson. Now over to TT Dews. Dews finds Wilson. Wilson slings to Cox, left side. Cox, 2 dribbles and over to Sidney Morris. Now back to Wilson. Cox pops out.
Colonels will probably look for one at this point.
Chelsea with it beyond the arc by about 8 feet. Now Cox, 20 seconds. Madison staying at home, trying to get the ball away from Morris as the pass went there. And Alexis Smith almost had a steal. Wilson with it. Down to 10. Now over to Casey Cox. Cox to Morris. Morris at the free throw line. Turns. Fires. Not going to go, but she's going to the line for 2. I don't think you can ask for a much better possession there if you're Altavista. We'll see how the result comes. That foul's on Lucas. It's their second. And it's the third on the Mountaineers.
You're right, Bob, and they ran right at 54 seconds off the clock before Sydney took her shot. Her first free throw up, barely draws iron, misses that one.
Hedgepath will check in for TT with 2.9 seconds. Second shot by Morris is going to rim down, 13-3. Madison's going to have to put up something long. Casey Cox with the steal. Cox puts it up and is fouled with 0.9 to go. And Casey Cox staying home. Gets the steal.
And bigger than that, she was able to get the shot attempt up with 0.9 seconds left. Great hustle play by Cox on that.
Casey Cox at the stripe for 2. Fouls on Johnson. Her first, 4th one on Madison County. First shot not going to go. Casey will have a shot at one more. Casey Cox, a sophomore, was on the varsity last year for a spell at least. Second shot by Cox is not going to go down. Nobody's touched the ball yet. Morris does touch it. And that will do it for the end of the first quarter. So we've played one from Amherst County High School. The Colonels with a commanding 13-3 lead over Madison County. We'll take a break and come back with more right here on 105.5 KD Country.
Earn extra cash and declutter your home by consigning with the Shops of Altavista. Call 369-5437 for more information on what consignment items are being accepted. The Shops of Altavista carry a wide variety of kids and ladies apparel, as well as home decor and furniture. Their deals are so awesome, they've nearly been shopped out. Call the Shops of Altavista today, 369-5437. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9:30 to 6 p.m., Saturday 10 to 3 p.m., Main Street, Altavista.
Heard of Moose? The Altavista Moose Family Center proudly supports Altavista High School athletics. Moose International is a family-centered, community-based organization that has been serving the Altavista area since 1952. The Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road in Altavista wants to wish the Colonel basketball teams good luck in the playoffs. Give the Moose Family Center a call at 369-6945 today to see how they're bringing together the Altavista community. Moose, a family fraternity.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Always love coming out to Amherst County High School because you know you're in good hands with Mr. Robert Curd on board. And, hey, Joe Goldman tonight helping us get on the air as well, the director of the Old Information Technology, Systems Technology, I believe. Three-pointer by Madison. First one of the night for the Mountaineers. Damian Swordlett provides me with the interesting stat in the break. 0 for 4 were the Mountaineers until that one by, I believe it was Smith.
It was Chandler Gentry.
Excuse me. Oscar, I knew you were here for a reason.
Yeah, and that's we've been commenting. She's got a beautiful stroke and proved it on that one.
Altavista gets it down low. Robinson's going to be fouled. It was on the floor. And Altavista will get the ball underneath their own basket.
The Colonels in the first quarter did a good job with their buckets, had 4 assists.
Number 10, Lacey,
Colonel's not real sharp from the free throw line yet. 4 out of 8 from the stripe. And you know, you can, nothing free about a free throw, but you need them. Hedge path over to Kayla Lee. Lee to the free throw line. Lee, floater, no good. Sydney Morris tries to tap down the rebound, and Madison County comes down with it. The people from up 29 North wanted a little bit of an over the back on Sydney. That would have been her second had it been called.
But it's an optical illusion. She's not really.
Gentry for 3, no good. Mountaineers still struggling from deep. Morris with the basketball. Morris does a good job to avoid contact, takes it up, and she's going to be fouled. Sydney really looked for the contact on that one, and Alexis Smith obliged.
Yeah, Sydney got to half court and really 1-on-2, but there was no doubt she was going to the bucket.
On the line, number 15, Sydney Morris, shooting 2.
First one by Morris, not going to go down. Colonel's not extremely sharp from the stripe yet, Oscar.
No, still with a 13-6 lead. 4 of 9 from the stripe.
4 of 10. As Sydney struggles to hit 2, Colonels have missed at least their last 4 free throws. Madison with the ball. Gentry looking for somewhere to go. The junior lobs it over to Bria Johnson. Johnson will fire from 3. It's going to be short, rebounded by Robinson. Now over to Hedgepath. Hedgepath waits for traffic to clear. Now she crosses the timeline. Over to Lee, now to Sydney Morris. Morris left side, over to Kayla Lee, now to Chelsea Robinson. Now to Ryan Hedgepath. Hedgepath almost moved 2 feet. TT with it, and Dews is going to be called for a double dribble. And TT just really got caught in a bad spot right there. Puts it on the floor twice, turnover Altavista.
Yeah, never could quite gain control of the ball.
Madison will inbound. Mountaineers trail by 7 as we head towards 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. It's a Feller Chevrolet second quarter where it's Chevy Truck Month, Oscar. Madison can't get that one. Morris catches it before it goes out of bounds. Brand new 2013 Chevy Silverado is now available. Ryan Hedgepath with the basketball. Hedgepath, yo-yo dribble. Middle of the floor, now over to TT. Dews puts it on the floor, fires from deep. 3-pointers off the window, no good. Rebounded by Madison. The Mountaineers throw a long lob up. Gentry was wide open on the block underneath. Her teammate did not see her. Now they see her. Gentry had trouble catching it. Deborah Spencer wanted to travel. Bounce pass down low. Lacey takes it up, and it'll rim down and fall down. 13-8. Altavista with the 5-point advantage as we hit 5:10 to go here in the first half of play.
Ryan Hedgepath did a good job of stopping the initial break, but almost in a secondary break, Madison was able to get the ball down low.
Going the other way. It's going to be a foul against Altavista. It's against Donegan, and that's her second, I believe.
Number 30, Kalia Donegan, her second.
And that's the third foul that's been called off the ball for screens on the Colonels.
Madison County with the rock. Mountaineers, middle of the floor. Smith. Now a bounce pass around to Erb. Erb throws it back out. Smith will control there. Now to Gentry. Gentry throws it in the corner to Dean. Dean had it go off a foot, but it was off an Altavista foot.
Sydney Morris there.
Tell you got to like Coach Spencer keeping a lot of people fresh tonight. Donegan's going to have to come out due to a foul, but Chelsea Robinson checks back in, and there have been no minutes hogs tonight out there, Oscar.
She's done a good job of running people in and out.
3-pointer by Dean. That's off the top of the board. No good. Rebounded by Dews. Dews finds Morris cutting on the left side. Morris in trouble. Quadruple team just about. As the whole Madison County town, it seemed like, was around, and Sydney's going to be called for an offensive foul.
And again, that's the fourth offensive foul that's been called on the Colonels.
So 5 fouls for the Colonels. 4 of them have come on the offensive end. I mean, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing tough play. I'm not seeing anything. There's nothing flagrant. It's
well, it doesn't have to be flagrant to be a foul at the same time.
It's tough interior.
Erb Auburn gets a 2, Oscar, and that's going to force Deborah Spencer to call a timeout. Madison County on a 7-0 run, 13-10 Altavista. We're back in 30 seconds right here on your home for Altavista Athletics, 105.5 KD Country.
Chris Anderson is the newest State Farm agent in Altavista, and he wants you to know that he's there for you. With the discount double check, Chris Anderson will help you find the best price for your car, home, or life insurance. Check out Chris Anderson today, Main Street in Altavista. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
I mentioned Damian Sorlett of the News and Events here to my right tonight. Oscar, he informs me there during the timeout. Mountaineers have one of 8 from behind the arc, but inside the arc, 3 of 3.
Yeah, and you asked what I was seeing before we went away. The Colonels are running a motion offense against this man-to-man defense from Madison County, and that's where they're getting these moving screens or picks called on.
T.T. Dews with the basketball, now over to Robinson. Now Morris. Morris just to the right of the free throw line. Actually has her left foot in the circle. Sydney puts it on the floor. Sydney drives, and Sydney got a little contact. Might leave a nice little print on the wrist.
And Coach Catherine Johnson from Madison County is livid at one of her players that didn't come up in the weak side defense, that didn't come in and pick up and help on Sydney.
Colonel's now in the bonus for the next 3:51. And the first free throw goes down. It's 14-10.
Erica Wilson into the game, replacing Ryan Hedgepath.
Second quarter brought to you by Sellers Chevrolet, your one-stop shop for maintenance and service. Their certified service technicians always perform like it's the fourth quarter. Find out why customers from Roanoke, Danville, and Lynchburg keep coming back to Fellers for sales and service. Sydney can't hit the second free throw. The score remains at 14-10. Now, I mentioned the stat that Mr. Sorlett gave us there. I'm not a rocket scientist by any stretch of the imagination, but if you've hit 3 of 3 from inside the arc and you're 1 out of 8 from behind the arc, I like my chances inside, and that's where they get it to Lucas for 2, 14-12.
They called both Sydney Morris and Kayla Lee outside that time. Neither one able to get low. Nice feed down on the block.
Robinson over to Dews. Dews between the circles. TT puts him on the floor with 3 dribbles. Dews over to Chelsea Robinson. Robinson bounced past to Morris. Morris behind the arc. Toes close to the line. Now Dews over to Robinson. Robinson pitches right back to Dews. TT for 3, no good off the rim. Chelsea Robinson with the rebound, and Robinson puts it up and in. Off the window it goes, and down the hatch it goes. 14-12 margin now advances to 16-12 Altavista by 4. And a foul away from the basketball. And it's going to go against Gentry.
And that's the first bucket for the Colonels here in the second quarter, only score prior to that was a free throw by Sydney Morris.
2:30 to go, and the Colonels get their first one from the floor with under 3. And 18 fouls on Madison. Sydney will catch a breather. Erica Wilson, Kayla Lee, Chelsea Robinson, Kalia Donegan, and T.T. Dews on the floor for the Lady Colonels.
And if you're the Colonels, you want to be careful that Kalia doesn't pick up her third here with under 2.5 to go in this quarter.
Donegan inside the arc, right at the free throw line, gives it back to Wilson. Wilson looking for somewhere to go and finds Chelsea Robinson at the free throw line. Now to TT. Dews cut off, and will have to bring the dribble back out and sends it over to Wilson, middle of the floor. 2:10 to go. It's been a low-scoring first half, 16-12 Altavista. Inside it goes to Kalia Donegan. Donegan puts 2 up and in off the window. I'll tell you, I think Deborah Spencer is a great teacher of fundamentals because Altavista uses that window like none other.
Well, and make no mistake, Cliff Lee has a big hand in that. He works with the post players.
18-12. Madison County with the basketball. Mountaineers with it. 3-pointer by Smith. No good. Rebounded by Smith as she chased it down. And Madison County is going to have another look at it. Good hustle by Alexis Smith. Lacey popped in the free throw lane there for a minute and looked like she was going to have a good look at it. Mountaineers throwing it around. Smith gets it over to Dean.
Alexis Smith and TT look a lot alike.
Bounce pass down. Lucas from outside. No good. First 2 missed by Madison County. And the basketball is going to stay to blue.
1:07 remaining. Colonels lead 18-12. Madison County's done a good job of getting themselves back in this ballgame in the second quarter.
Mountaineers with it. Dews picks up, and Kayla Lee knocks it out of bounds, and Madison County's going to have to inbound it again with 66 seconds to go in this Fellers Chevrolet second quarter of play. Mountaineers lob it in. Lacey with it. Lacey in trouble. Lacey went over top, found Lucas, and Lucas finds the hole. 18-14. Altavista by 4.
Boy, at 5'10", Lucas has done a good job in the interior for the Mountaineers.
Dews with it on the left side. Madison County went on the road on Tuesday night, knocked off Stonewall Jackson to get here. Altavista at home, knocked off the Gladiators of Riverhead. Bounce pass into Donegan. Donegan turns and fires. And Donegan doesn't pick up a foul, but instead she'll get fouled, and she'll head to the line. And that foul is going to be number 9 on the Mountaineers. Donegan at the stripe for 2. First one rattles out.
Foul was on number 10, Cassie Lacey in her second.
Lacey's second foul.
Number 30, he's on the ring.
Tell you, Iron Unkind at the free throw line. Donegan sinks the second and gives Altavista a 5-point working margin with 39.5 seconds to go.
When we got here early tonight, I was down on the floor and shot some free throws, and that rim is broken down on that end of the floor.
Why, because you didn't make it?
Yeah.
19-14. So you softened up the rim. Johnson drives, can't get it to go. Saved by Madison County, but they're going to say that Lacey broke the plane and couldn't keep it in. 30.1 seconds to go.
Nice hustle. Colonels lead by 5. 30 seconds left. You got to believe that this will be a one-shot opportunity.
Well, and you got to like having the ball in your hands at the last part of the half, because it doesn't give Madison really positive momentum going into the second. Brittany Mason out there now for the Lady Colonels, joining Chelsea Robinson, T.T. Dews, Erica Wilson, and Kayla Lee. Dews, middle of the floor, down to 9. Now Wilson with it. Wilson to the free throw line, cut off, gives it over to T.T. Dews will drive in. Dews is cut off. Dews looking for somewhere to go, goes to Mason. Mason fires it up, and it won't go down, and that will end the first 16 minutes of play. First half in the books here from Amherst County High School. The Colonels 19, the Mountaineers 14. We'll come back with the Subway halftime show right after this time out on 105.5 KD Country.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch and Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
It's cold out there. Who are you going to call when that old heater finally breaks down? Select Air, 841-1580. Another question. Who are you going to call this summer when that air conditioner finally kicks the bucket? Select Air, 841-1580. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Never an overtime charge with Select Air. Call Donnie at 841-1580 for a free estimate, or online at selectair.webs.com.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Fellers Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Fellers Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis and the Big O. Oscar Briggs alongside. And Mr. Briggs, sir, it's been a friendly first half for the Colonels as they lead by 5. I don't think you can ever say anything bad about 16 minutes of basketball when you have a lead afterwards, but I'm sure there are some things the Colonels would like to clean up too.
Yeah, Colonels started off first quarter with a 13-3 lead. They had questioned Madison County, went into that man-to-man defense, and that's when the Colonels really started to stretch it out a little bit, and as it went forward in the second half, Madison County was able to get the ball inside down on their end and convert. Came back relatively strong, 19-14. Good ball game.
Yeah, absolutely a good ball game here from Amherst County High School. And I'll tell you, this feels like one of the bigger gyms that we see, not only just in the Dogwood, but if you venture out to any Seminole games. I mean, Heritage is big because it's got a ton of space in each end zone. EC Glass is a decent-sized gym as well, but Amherst County's no slouch in the gym department.
We were trying to estimate what we thought the capacity was. We didn't get in touch with the athletic director to see what the fire code on it was, but if you just do a rough count and each one of these little bleacher sections is considered a seat, and it looks like it's about 1,800 to 2,000 capacity.
We could have asked Mr. Curd. I didn't know you wanted to know the fire codes in Amherst County, but
no, Mr. Curd was busy when Dean Hubbard and Ty Gafford and I were having this conversation.
Okay. So it took the three musketeers over there, wise men or whatever you want to say, to talk fire codes.
Well, I was trying to get how the Dogwood District does the pay and pays for the site. And, you know, it's just like it's a home game.
Right.
We pay the official. Altavista pays the officials and takes in the gate. So, again, you mentioned earlier the hospitality that we've received here. Great job by the staff here at Amherst County, welcoming us, making sure we were set up to be able to use our tie line to bring you a little bit clearer sound. And, again, can't thank them enough. And, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Miss Janet Grisenda, who's done an outstanding job for us. Assistant AD at Altavista High School has made sure that we've got press releases, rosters, results, just the whole shooting match in front of us. Certainly makes it easier from a broadcasting perspective.
Yeah, everybody thinks Hubbard works hard all day, and I'm not saying that he doesn't, but you're only as good as your team around you. And, I mean, you could argue that Ty Gafford, you know, the head of the household per se, but, I mean, again, you're only as good as your worker bees. So,
and she's on her game, I can tell you that right now. She's made it, again, just made it tremendously easy that we don't have to chase down rosters and do all of that legwork before the game.
We will send it to break here on the Subway Halftime Show, where the Colonels of Altavista lead at Madison County 19-14. We'll take a time out and come back with more after this from Amherst County High School on 105.5 Katy Country.
I'm hungry. What are we doing for lunch?
E&S Mart.
E&S? I knew they had the best gas prices in town, but lunch too?
You can get 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for just $2.99.
$2.99? Wow!
Yep, high-quality Nathan's and Jesse Jones hot dogs with over 30 items on the topping bar, so you can load it up any way you want it.
I'm Mike Maddox. I'd like to invite you down to try the best hot dog in Altavista. Come on down.
E&S Mart, Lynch Mill Road, across from the elementary school. The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Virginia High School League and the Virginia Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Earn extra cash and declutter your home by consigning with the Shops of Altavista. Call 369-5437 for more information on what consignment items are being accepted. The Shops of Altavista carry a wide variety of kids and ladies apparel, as well as home decor and furniture. Their deals are so awesome, they've nearly been shopped out. Call the Shops of Altavista today, 369-5437. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9:30 to 6 p.m., Saturday 10 to 3 p.m., Main Street, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 Katy Country.
I tell you, Damian Storlet's doing such a good job of feeding the stats tonight. I might give him Kyle Haney's playoff share. Neither team really stroking it from deep. Madison County 1 of 8 from 3. Altavista 1 of 5. The Mountaineers 6 of 16 from the floor total. Altavista 6 out of 14 free throw line. Colonels 6 of 14 from there as well. Madison County 1 of 2. Colonels have turned it over 6 times. Madison County 8 times. You can read Damian's article tomorrow in the News and Advance. And also, if you tune in to ABC 13 tomorrow night for Full Court Press on around 11:15, 11:20, they will be doing their nominations for the all Full Court Press team. And girls and guys, there will be a list of 10 that'll get whittled down to 5 and then get whittled down to 1. And you've got to think that there could be some Colonel flavor on both sides, girls and guys.
Yeah, you got to believe it. There will. You know, of course, the Football Friday, certainly the Colonels were well represented as they whittled that down.
Right. Now, you got to think, too, it is the whole area. So it's not just the Dogwood and the Seminole, but the ABC 13 viewing area goes from, you know, pretty much Danville up to Lexington, Rockbridge. So you got a large area.
Well, and with Rockbridge, of course, you saw Rousey and Rockbridge get knocked out last night. He came up, I think, 50-some-odd points shy of the state record.
Heading to UNC Asheville next year. He's a player. There are going to be some good players that you can probably look at from the girls area as well, but I would throw some of the people we have seen on the floor tonight up there as well. Tale of two quarters, though, Oscar. Madison County lost that first quarter 13-3, but they won the second quarter 11-6. Colonel's kind of cold there in the second frame.
Well, a little bit disjointed in that you had Morris and I think Donegan and Kayla Lee all with two fouls. Or certainly two of the three had two fouls. So they weren't able to have them in all down low at the same time. Again, that threw the Colonels off just a little bit.
But at the same time, too, I mean, you got to work through foul trouble, and Altavista is deep enough to where they do a pretty good job of working through that foul trouble here tonight. But I definitely think you would like to see them really have a pedal to the metal here to start the third.
And a nice job by Chelsea Robinson filling in for those players as they develop two fouls. But you're absolutely right.
Well, and, you know, a good play, too, there. And, I mean, I know it didn't produce some points, but Casey Cox with that steal at the end of the first quarter, I think that's kind of a momentum play to where it gets inside of Madison's head of, hey, we just can't, you know, throw down the jerseys and just throw the ball in bounds with no problem.
And the Colonels did a good job with their press. Were causing some problems for Madison County, but Madison, you know, once the Colonels got in foul trouble, they had to come out of that trapping press to prevent the reaching fouls.
Free throw line not very kind to Altavista, though, in the first half. Like we mentioned, you talked about your expertise in shooting the free throws early on tonight. I mean, is it a concentration thing? Do you see anything wrong with form?
No, it's just been one of those inconsistent things that we've seen out of really the girls and the guys this year. They've had really good nights and then nights where they were 30, 35, 40%. And you get this deep into postseason play, and you can't afford to have a night where you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Amelia and East Rockingham, the other game in Region B tonight. Altavista, if they can get by, would meet the winner at 8 o'clock on Saturday, weather permitting, up at Spotswood High School. Kyle Haney and TBA to call that one. If it happens, because there's still another half left, and I don't think Madison's just going to leave the gym.
And he had an idea, but he wouldn't tell me who TBA was today. He was really...
he's very secretive.
He was secretive about it. Before we get back to play here, shout out to Mr. Dave Haney, if he's listening, and wish him well as he continues his recovery.
Yeah, I always like the guy that signs my checks, but not just for that reason. And, you know, we will see Dave here, I'm sure, shortly as the years of high school sports on the radio, KD Country, and tell you, he deserves a big tip of the hat as well with it. Sidney Morris with the rock. Altavista shooting to our left. Madison County to our right here in quarter three. Hedgepath, Morris, Lee, Hughes, and Donegan, your starting five on the floor for Altavista.
Madison County opens up in a man.
Subway halftime show was a treat as well, and you can get many treats at Subway, Main Street, and inside of Walmart. Donegan had that knocked away. TT tries to get the steal back, and Hughes just gets a hand on it and forces a jump ball. It'll stay to Madison, though. 28 seconds in, 19-14 Altavista.
Alternating possession does go to Madison County. Colonel started off with the ball here in the second half.
Madison scoring in the first half. Lucas had 7, Gentry with 3, and Erb and Lacey each with 2. Get you Altavistas in just a minute as the Colonels will have a kick ball, and Deborah Spencer is going to do her best goalie impersonation and pick that one up and throw it back to the official.
Multi-talented.
As is the rest of the staff. Let's not sell Ed Frazier, Susan Short, and Miss Sarah Maddox short. Madison gets loose underneath and not being able to convert the bunny as Erb just had it trickle off the rim, and Altavista comes back the other way. Morris with it, lost it, and going to go back over to Madison County. And Sidney showing a little frustration there.
Yeah, one on, really 2 on 4 there, and Sydney was trying to get around her defender to get to the hoop and just lost the ball.
Altavista scoring. Kalia Donegan had 7 in the first half. Chelsea Robinson with 5, Sydney Morris with 4, and Kayla Lee with 3. Shot by Lucas is long, no good. Rebound is going to be tapped down to Gentry. Gentry runs it down. Madison County with a little bit of a travel. Shot up from the left side is going to be good by Abby Erb, and Erb gets this thing to within 3.
Yeah, it looks like the Colonels relaxed a little bit, thinking they were going to get the traveling call. Didn't happen. You can't afford to relax at this point in the game.
Donegan, left side to Hedgepath. Ryan puts it on the floor with her left, looking for somewhere to go. Good defense by Gentry to deny the wraparound bounce. Now Dews back over to Hedgepath. Now to TT. TT to Sydney Morris. Morris outside the lane. Can't get the shot to fall. Rebounded by Madison County. I'll tell you, the Mountaineers have all the momentum right now. And a long pass down the floor. Donegan was playing the DB, and Erb gets it to go. Or is that Gentry? We'll see. Gentry is going to have a shot at the stripe with 6:03 to go in the third quarter to tie this one.
And after Morris missed that shot underneath, the Colonels were slow getting back. 2 passes down the floor, and Gentry was open. Donegan couldn't close in time. Fouled, sends Gentry to the line.
Injury to insult. 3 fouls on Kalia. Or insult to injury, whichever way you want to play it. 19 apiece.
I was going to let it slide.
This is all square. Oscar, if I make fun of you, I got to make fun of myself, too. That's right. Only fair. Morris catches at the free throw line, puts it on the floor with her right. Now over to Kayla Lee. Tell you, if you're a Colonels fan, you got to feel good because TT has not scored in this game is the way it is. Lee looking for somewhere to go. TT's going to come help. Now Dews over to Hedgepath. And I'll tell you, the Colonels are getting that Angry Birds look on their face right now. Morris takes it up in traffic, not going to get it to fall. Rebounded by Madison. Gentry for 3 from the corner, no good. But Gentry hustles and gets her own board, throws it on the floor, and a little pinfall right there by Hedgepath.
That's the second time that Gentry shot the 3, missed it, and followed her own shot. Great job of doing that for her.
Hedgepath and Smith got tangled on the floor. The basketball is going to go back to Altavista on the rotation of the arrow. And Lee will bounce it into Hedgepath.
You got to love Coach Catherine Johnson for Madison County. She was working the officials on that tangled up tie ball.
I remember when we used to go up to Monticello all those years, and Madison was the host of the Region B semis when they played the semis at the one spot. And, you know, she's got a legacy at Madison County. Morris from the free throw line, jumper's no good. Donegan could have nearly picked up 4.
Yeah, that certainly should have been her 4.
Smith drives down all the way, gets the pass off. Morris with the block, and they're going to call it Altavista basketball.
Yeah, they called the travel, Bob, before the block. So
I tell you, I might start carrying you and Damian with me to every game because, I mean, I can just sit here, look to my right, look to my left, and I'm covered. Hedgepath gets over the timeline. Now over to TT. Dews with it. Dews leaves it off to Chelsea Robinson. Robinson hits it in off the window for 2.
And that's classic, great example of fundamental basketball. The pass came in. Chelsea kept it up high, didn't bring the ball down, turned, kept it up high, put it in the basket. Nice job by Chelsea.
Madison County will take the 30. We'll observe the stoppage as well. 4:30 to go in the third quarter. Altavista leads 21-19 here on KD Country.
Heard of Moose? The Altavista Moose Family Center proudly supports Altavista High School athletics. Moose International is a family-centered, community-based organization that has been serving the Altavista area since 1952. The Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road in Altavista wants to wish the Colonel basketball teams good luck in the playoffs. Give the Moose Family Center a call at 369-6945 today to see how they're bringing together the Altavista community. Moose, a family fraternity.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis, Oscar Briggs, Nick Bailey back at home base, Kyle Haney here in spirit, as Madison County here in the flesh. And they're only down 2 with 4:15 to go. Erb gets it over to number 15 for the Mountaineers. That's Dean. Dean in the corner throws it back out to Erb. Now over to Smith. Smith gets inside, gets it back to Gentry. Gentry with the runner, and it's going to bounce down. Tell you what, Chandler Gentry must do some exercises with the back because she is carrying Madison County here in the third.
Yeah, she's a good-looking ball player. Got a nice stroke. Was able to penetrate on that.
Only a junior. And keep in mind, Madison County out of the Bull Run, second place to George Mason, who has won, I think, 2 or 3 state titles here in the past 4 or 5 years. And LeBron Thomas' squad always a factor at the Siegel Center, and Siegel Center will be the host in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Hedgepath with the rock over to Chelsea Robinson. Now to T.T. Dews. Altavista would love to be on VCU's floor, but there's still some work to do before they can even get to the floor of Spotswood on Saturday. Hedgepath looking for somewhere to go. Goes to T.T. Dews. Fakes a 3. Gets inside. Chelsea Robinson now over to Kayla Lee. Lee far side with it. Lee comes inside, takes a shot up, had some contact. Had some contact again. And this one's going to be called. And the foul is going to go against Renee Lucas, I believe.
Nice job by
her third, Oscar.
Nice job by Lee following up her own shot.
3:02 to go here in the third quarter. Each team only with one foul as Lee knocks it down. And at this point, Oscar, the free throws, I think, become imperative.
You're absolutely right. And on the floor before the game, this rim's much nicer than the on the far end.
You must have made it 1 or 2. Lee with the second free throw, front iron. Cindy Morris tries to keep it alive. Altavista, I think the hustle's picked up, Oscar.
It has. Morris back in the game, as you alluded to. Coach Spencer spent some time working with her.
Morris, Wilson, Dews, and they're going to call it travel on Smith. Morris, Wilson, Dews, Robinson, and Lee on the floor right now for Altavista.
2:40 remaining in the third quarter. Colonel's lead 22-21.
I'll tell you, I feel like there have been many watches just flying around here in the gym because time has flown in the third quarter. Wilson's going to get called from away from the ball. How many is that now, Oscar, away from the ball?
That's the fifth foul on the Colonels away from the ball.
And that is going to be, let's see, we got about 7 fouls total for the game, and 5 of them have been away from the ball offensive side. Abby Erb with the rock between the circles. Erb will put it on the floor and fire from the free throw line. Jumper goes off the window, and that gives Madison County their first lead of the game at 23-22. Dews lobs it inside to Morris. Morris catches, gets it, and one.
Boy, that was a great pass by TT. Very small window. Player on Sydney's hip, and then somebody was behind her as well. She did a good job of keeping that ball up.
I'll tell you what, you talk about threading the needle. That might be the literal definition right there of it. Morris sinks the three-point play. Colonel's back in front by a deuce. 25-23 here in the Fellers third quarter. Search all their new and used inventory at fellersdirect.com.
Colonels remain in that 2-3 zone.
Smith with the rock, guarded by Wilson. Smith cut off, and we'll have to fire it over to Johnson. Johnson between the circles. Now over to Smith. Gentry trying to get loose from Kayla Lee. Gentry catches. Gentry gives it back. Over to Lacey. Down to Smith. Smith squirts it off to Johnson. Johnson from deep. And the 2 is going to go down, and we're tied at 25.
Mountaineers doing a good job of running that motion offense and getting the Colonels out of position.
Wilson over to Kayla Lee. Lee to the free throw line. Cut off, hands it back to Erica Wilson. Now over to TT. Dews will fire from 3. Front iron, no good. Rebound going to be secured by Madison. Good job by the Mountaineers to block out.
Great job by Herb blocking out Sydney Morris.
Smith over to Johnson. Johnson for the triple. 3-pointers, no good. Johnson will get her own rebound. And they're going to call a foul against Morris.
Once again, a Madison County player following her own shot, Bob. Very well schooled and doing a great job at that. Colonels have got to be aware of that and block that player out, even though they're shooting from the perimeter.
3 fouls on Sydney, 3 fouls on the Colonels here in half number 2. Smith over to Gentry. Gentry for a triple. The 3 is up, no good. Chelsea Robinson taps it down, and the ball is going to stay to Madison. 1:03 left, and I think the Colonels need this third quarter to come to an end, preferably quickly.
I think that's a good call, Bob.
Just look a little rattled now.
They really do, and maybe settle down a little bit with that last three-point play that Morris had. But
now,
still, even on the defensive end, look a little rattled.
If you're Madison here, and again, we don't know the style of play Madison plays consistently well, question doesn't mean anything now. As Smith turns it over on the carry, I was going to say, do you try to hold for one?
They, against that zone, I would say that they should. They probably would have.
I think that was a design, but Smith, the ball kind of took a bad hop on her, and it came up to the waist and put the hand underneath. That's going to get you for the carry every time. TT for three from the corner, and it's good. That might be something that can get the Colonels kick started too.
I totally agree. I think that's big, Bob.
28-25. I mean, I know it only counts for three, but let's mark that on our score sheet, Oscar, because it could count for more. Lacey, 2-pointers up off the iron, no good. Second try is going to bounce around. That won't fall down either. And I think they're going to call a foul against Robinson.
Alternating possession.
Okay,
they're not going to call a foul.
I was worried. I saw an official point, and he pointed right at Chelsea, it looked like, with 18.2.
Again, another case where the Colonels didn't block out the shooter. Shooter was able to get their own rebound.
I get scared at my age now a lot easier, Oscar, than I used to. Ball hit it around and fell out. Herb, no good, and Herb's going to be called for the foul. Fouled her own, but got some body parts on that one. That's Herb's third. Seems like everybody's got three or everybody's got zero. Wilson across the timeline. Now over to TT. Dews again for three. No good. Rebound by Morris. It deflects. Robinson has it. Makes the pass. Traveling is going to be the call, but that's going to do it for the quarter anyway. And an interesting frame it was. Altavista will carry a 3-point lead to quarter four. They lead 28-25 here on 105.5 KD Country.
Chris Anderson is the newest State Farm agent in Altavista, and he wants you to know that he's there for you. With the discount double check, Chris Anderson will help you find the best price for your car, home, or life insurance. Check out Chris Anderson today, Main Street in Altavista. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Fourth quarter of play getting ready to get underway here at Amherst County. 28-25. Colonels by a triple. And I'll tell you, Altavista really has to bite their teeth into this fourth quarter. And a foul is going to go against Madison County. And I think the officials have done a fairly decent job tonight because they've made both sides mad.
If that's the barometer, then yeah, they've done a great job.
Three-pointer hoisted from the corner from TT, no good. That's going to go against Kayla Lee. I think that's only Lee's second.
And that was the correct call. Kayla reached around trying to get the rebound.
14 fouls apiece. 7:40 to go.
Be interesting to see which team gets to the line first in a bonus situation.
Alexis Smith with the basketball. Inside it goes, and a tie-up and a jump ball, and it's going to stay to Madison. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to go to the free throw line, Oscar, you daggone better well hit them now. Either team.
That's right. Nice play on that by Erica Wilson on the defense.
Madison County gets it into Smith. Smith catches on the block, but retreats back to the three-point line. Ball in the hands of Dean. Dean throws it away. Morris goes after it. Altavista delegation wants to travel. Won't get it.
Similar to the play that Chelsea made.
Dean again with the rock. Dean looking for somewhere to go. Goes in the corner to Herb. Now back out to Dean. Now over to Alexis Smith as we hit 7:05 to go. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound by Lucas. Lucas head fakes Morris off her feet. Lucas can't get it to fall down the iron. Unkind to Madison.
watching Gentry run the floor for Madison County, they run her through screens like Duke used to run J.J. Reddick through.
Morris with the basketball. Morris drives in. The sweeping hook is going to be short. Robinson picks it up, and she'll go to the stripe.
Boy, Chelsea's got a great nose for the ball. She always seems to put herself in the correct position, picks up a lot of loose balls, a lot of rebounds. She'll go to the line shooting too.
Tell you what, I mean, this has been a grind game for Sydney Morris. Not her best stuff tonight, offensively or defensively, just because of being put in foul trouble. You know, the iron a little unkind on a couple shots. Robinson will take her second free throw, missed the first. Second one's up, and they'll go through. And Kalia Donegan will check in. Altavista pushes the lead to 4. But, I mean, you know, good players don't always have their best stuff, but you got to find a way to win.
Well, that's right. And, you know, Sydney's going to continue to hustle, hit the boards hard, even though she's not scoring at an unusual rate.
And I think the fouls have kind of messed with her a little bit, too, just because I don't think she felt like she's gotten her money's worth on all of them. Lucas with the sweeping layup down the right side, 29-27 here in the Feller Chevrolet third quarter. Service department outstanding. It brings folks from Lynchburg, Roanoke, Danville to Feller's Chevrolet for sales and service. Check them out. And Altavista. Chelsea Robinson with the ball.
Lucas did a good job of getting Sydney on her hip, drove to the basket, and Sydney couldn't get up to block it.
Morris at the free throw line. Sydney looking for somewhere to go. Pitches back to Deuce. Takara drives in. Off the glass hard, no good. And it's going to be a free throw opportunity as the foul will go against Alexis Smith. Fourth on Smith. Sixth on Madison. And Hughes misses the first. Smith will come out. Johnson will come in.
6:02. Colonels lead 29-27. And as we alluded to going into this quarter, the Colonels, or whoever's, got to hit free throws.
1 out of 4 in this frame. Morris tried to get the rebound, knocked out of her hands. Madison comes down with it. Johnson has it.
Colonels have gone man.
Johnson with the basketball. You see a mismatch anywhere for either side right now? Foul against Robinson. I'll hold to my question.
No, nice hustle. Nice hustle by Chelsea, making the gamble even though they picked up the foul. It's still not in the bonus. Don't see a definitive mismatch yet.
Johnson with it. Johnson guarded by Morris. Well, that might be a mismatch just in the fact it's pulling Sydney out. Well beyond where you would, I think, like her ideally. Inside to Herb. Herb throws in Morris's paw, knocks it down, and they're going to call a foul against Johnson. That's 7 on Madison. Going to be 1-1.
The thing about bringing Sydney out is with her wingspan, Bob, it creates problems out on the perimeter. Getting in her getting in the passing lanes.
Yeah, I think that's a double-edged sword just because I think you'd like to keep her size and height down low to block shots, which she does like no other. But, again, you do bring up the fact that her wingspan out on the wings are going to cause problems as Morris knocks down the first.
And let's face it,
30-27.
Lucas and Herb have done a good job of getting down low, taking advantage when Sydney hadn't been down there.
5:23 to go here in the Fellers fourth quarter. 30-27 is where it'll hold as Sydney splits them. Colonels 2 of 6 in this quarter, Oscar. Johnson with the basketball. Madison Katayev with the 3. Herb all alone down low, passes it up to Lucas. And Lucas is going to get fouled with 5:08 to go.
Nice job by Herb and Lucas passing the ball down in the box.
Robinson picks up her second in just a mere matter of moments. 6th foul on Madison or on Altavista, so technically Madison's going to shoot the rest of the way. Lucas hits the first, 30-28. Yeah, I thought Herb passing up that shot was a mistake because I thought Abby Herb probably had a bunny. But, really, in essence, it might be better because you get the clock stop and a chance to score.
Well, and she was directly under the basket. Right. It would have been a tough angle.
So is that a rabbit instead of a bunny?
Yeah.
At that point, 30-29 as Lucas sinks 2.
Give a shout out to the Colonel Pep Band tonight. They're using the newspaper ignore the other team ploy.
TT with it over to Kayla Lee. Well, I hope they're reading a Damian Sorlett article while they have it, because at least they're getting educated as well. Hedge pass with the ball. Shoots through the fingers of Robinson, but Kayla Lee playing back up on that one. Hedge pass over to Lee.
And this man-to-man has taken the three-point shot out of the Colonel's arsenal.
TT can't hit. Madison could go ahead. 4:26 to go. Mountaineers with the basketball. They lost it. Picked up by Dews. Dews will fire it up to Kayla Lee up ahead. Gentry chases her back, and Gentry with the block, but she's going to be called for a foul.
Smart play, though, by Gentry.
Yep.
Colonels have had trouble here, like you said, 2 or 6 from the line in this quarter, and make her earn it. Good defense by TT, creating the turnover and getting the steal.
Lee sinks the first. That pushes it to a 3-point game. Or a two-point game, I'm sorry.
4:17, Colonels lead 31-29.
Lee sinks the second, 32-29.
She's got a great-looking stroke, doesn't she?
Better than yours. That's for daggone sure.
That's right.
I'll take Kayla Lee in the free throw shooting contest over myself as well. Madison cut off, but there's going to be a foul against Altavista.
It's going to be on TT Dews, Bob.
I think that's her second. Point for me tonight, Oscar. Second foul on Dews. This will send Johnson to the stripe. Now, these free throws are important for Madison at this point, too. And Johnson misses the front end.
Great job by Kalia Dongan blocking out on that.
Hedge pass. Pulls it out.
You got to believe the Colonel's going to be real patient on this trip.
Now, there's a danger to that, too, as Donegan gives a head fake, because you can get so patient that you get so concerned with being patient that you turn the basketball over. Donegan with it over to Lee. You know what I'm saying, I believe.
Yeah, and Coach Spencer really wanting the foul on that play.
Now Dews. Over to Robinson. Now the hedge pass. Hedge pass to Donegan underneath the block, and Donegan's going to get called for a travel. Well, it had to be something. I mean, I'll say that. It was either a foul or a travel, and they're going to call Kalia with the walk with 3:19 to go. Colonels by 3.
Well, there's a third option. Could have been a jump ball.
Not true, that.
And that's kind of what I was looking for, but again, we're way up.
Yeah. You know, when Vital and Shulman get the seats sometimes at the Duke-Carolina game, or any Duke game for that matter, that's about where we are. Ty Gafford, Dean Hubbard, Andy McCracken, and Mr. Hubbard look like ants down there to me. Three-pointer in and out. No good. Morris with the board. TT into Morris. Sidney collapses, turns, and foul's going to go against Erb. It's on the floor. It doesn't matter. It's going to be shooting situation. It'll be a 1-and-1.
Foul number 20, Andy Erb with 4.
Erb's got 4. Catherine Johnson has stuck to a rotation that has not been, but so deep. 7 deep, I think, tonight.
7.
Because I think the only 2 subs that have come in are Lacey and Johnson. Morris sinks the first free throw, 33-29.
I think you're right, Bob.
I love that noise. I think you're right, Bob. Greatest words I've heard today. Morris' second free throw goes down as well, 34-29. I mean, Altavista hadn't really dipped into the bench as much as we've seen them in the past either, Oscar. Smith with the rock.
Certainly in the second half, you're right.
I'll take that. Smith gets it over to Dean. Dean guarded by Dews. Now Dean throws it out. Down low, Lucas had it deflect off her hands, picked up by Kayla Lee. Lee over to TT. Dews with it. TT has to back it out. Not the worst thing that could have happened, though. Now Hedgepath with it. I don't think Altavista is necessarily going to stick the ball in the freezer as Dews dribbles all the way through, but they can definitely be selective. Catherine Johnson wants somebody to guard Donegan and Dews, and I think she just wants the count to be applied. Hughes with the basketball over the head pass.
TT picked it up, and you don't want to see your guard do that close to. Once again, hedge pass does it. Watch for Coach Spencer to call a timeout if it happens again.
Morris with it over to Deuce. And a foul is going to go against Dean, and it's going to send Deuce to the stripe.
And for the last 15 seconds, Coach Johnson's been, Catherine Johnson's been saying foul, foul, foul.
Minute 52 to go. And, I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but the last spot I think you would want to see the Colonels almost at the free throw lines, just with the way the shooting's going. Hopefully they can hit them here when it counts. Iron unkind on the first one.
Yeah, they had hit 4 in a row, I think. Actually 5 in a row prior going into that. TT misses that one. The good news is that the Colonels are in the double bonus.
Yep. Second shot up, and it goes down. But, I mean, this is not one to throw in the time capsule for free throw shooting tonight.
No, the Colonels have gone back to that 2-3 zone.
35-29, 6-point game, less than 2 to go. East Rockingham will be the opponent on Saturday for either squad. Shot up, no good. Hedge pass comes down with the board and a foul. And if you're Altavista, I don't think you get the taste in your mouth yet, but you can see dinner on the table.
Yeah, they're getting excited. You gotta focus. So you only got a 6-point lead and a lot of work to be done here. Colonels will have to continue to convert from the free throw line because
5. Irv is disqualified here in the Feller Chevrolet fourth quarter. Check out the 2013 Chevy Equinox, style and comfort with up to 32 miles per gallon on the highway. And we'll take a break as we hit the highway. 35-29, minute 33 to go. Full 1-minute timeout on KD Country.
It's cold out there. Who are you going to call when that old heater finally breaks down? Select Air, 841-1580. Another question. Who are you going to call this summer when that air conditioner finally kicks the bucket? Select Air, 841-1580. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Never an overtime charge with Select Air. Call Donnie at 841-1580 for a free estimate or online at selectair.webs.com.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista 6 points the better right now, 35-29. It's head pass. Front irons the first. East Rockingham, they made a statement tonight against Amelia. 86-30, Oscar.
That's
56 points.
That's a statement. Wow.
That's when you just hold shift in one about 5 to 6 times. Give you exclamation points. Hedge pass, hits that free throw, and it's a 7-point Altavista lead, 36-29. Well, good news if you're Altavista, you don't have to worry about winning that game on Saturday because you're in the state tournament, but don't necessarily want to go to Richmond or Bill and Mary either.
You said it's short.
Hedge pass, almost knocks it away, picks it up, ball still being tapped around back over to Gentry. Three-pointer by Madison, no good. Ball on the floor, jump ball, and it'll give the arrow to Altavista.
What was the East Rock score?
86-30.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
I always say it's bad when you get doubled up by your number that you scored. But you almost got tripled up right there. Morris long underneath, and she gets fouled. Lucas got her going up, and I think that's 5 on Lucas. So Lucas. Oh, it's only 4. Can't be right all the time, Oscar. I have to save some for everybody else.
No, Colonels lead by 7 with 104 remaining.
7 it stays, 36-29. Offensively, do you consider it a bad night? 37 as Morris hits the second. I mean, I know that's an odd question when you only throw 37 points in, but I think some of it's been patience on Altavista's end.
No, Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It has been patience, but the Colonels have not shot well, and let's give East Rock credit. They've played that man-to-man. Madison, excuse me, got that 86 on my brain. They've done a good job of taking the Colonels and prohibiting Lee and TT from knocking down those threes.
Smith at the stripe. It's a 1-and-1 situation. 55.6 seconds to go. Madison down by 8. And Smith misses. Now I think this just got a lot harder for Madison County as Morris is going to be fouled.
And Madison a little bit frustrated that that foul was called. But, you know, ultimately you want to stop that clock.
Lucas is 5th. Even though we're high up, maybe we'll try to get Deborah Spencer on in the postgame. Young legs can still get up here. Yeah. I like that. 37-29, 50.9 to go. I mean, when it gets to the Subway postgame show in the postseason, we got to bring you some bonus coverage.
Yeah, that's right. Lucas fouls out, the senior. You hate to see that.
Morris to the stripe. I don't think Madison has a lot to hang their heads about tonight. I think they really came in and gave Altavista a fight. It looks like the Colonels might survive, but 50.9 seconds and only a 9-point game. Now it's double digits. Now it's a little bit harder. Altavista's really bared down, too, in the fourth quarter. I mean, it hadn't been great, but TT gets the steal, and that is pretty great.
Yeah, gets the steal and knocks in the bucket. Colonels lead by 12, and that was the dagger.
Altavista gets the rebound off the Gentry miss. Correction, actually, that is not Gentry. That is number 11, Megan Ingram. I'll tell you, TT, you put your head down for a second, whether you're a broadcaster or a player against Altavista, and they'll make you pay. 41-29, 35.8 to go. Colonels really, I think, have won this one with the fourth quarter. Three-pointer, no good. Second try by Johnson. Spins out the iron. Downright rude on that one, Oscar. And Lee is going to be fouled, I believe.
Colonels have done a relatively good job from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter, certainly in the last 4 minutes.
Johnson's second. Past 10 now, so no point in counting, really. Guess we could for entertainment value only.
When I was
at the free throw line.
When I was doing PA work, I used to like to call it out 11th, 12th, 13th. Officials didn't care for it too much.
42-29. Lee will get a second one. And I'll tell you, this is not going to, the score is not going to reflect how tight this game was. And Morris is going to be fouled. 21.8 seconds. I'm ready to, butter's getting hard. The jello is jingling, as Chick Hearn would say. Johnson's third. And Morris to the stripe. Oh, East Rockingham is waiting in the wings on Saturday. That's a matchup of last year's Region B final. And I'll tell you, with as young as both teams are and were, you might see it a time or two more. 43-29, 44-29. Altavista's really done a good job in the fourth quarter from the stripe. Johnson with it. Johnson gives it off. Madison throwing it around, but I really don't think it matters because time is just not on their side. Smith puts it up. It's going to rattle out. Tell you what, the fourth quarter, house of horrors for Madison from the stripe. Morris catches. Morris will lay it up and in at the end, and that'll put the exclamation point on this one. So Sydney gets hot late, as do the Lady Colonels. 46-29 is our final here from Amherst County High School. Colonels win by 17. We'll take a timeout and come back with more here on your home for Altavista Athletics, 105.5 KD Country.
I'm hungry. What are we doing for lunch?
E&S Mart.
E&S? I knew they had the best gas prices in town, but lunch too?
You can get 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for just $2.99.
$2.99? Wow!
Yep, high-quality Nathan's and Jesse Jones hot dogs with over 30 items on the topping bar, so you can load it up any way you want it.
I'm Mike Maddox. I'd like to invite you down to try the best hot dog in Altavista. Come on down.
E&S Mart, Lynch Mill Road, across from the elementary school. The following is brought to you by English Construction Company.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Virginia High School League and the Virginia Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Earn extra cash and declutter your home by consigning with the shops of Altavista. Call 369-5437 for more information on what consignment items are being accepted. The shops of Altavista carry a wide variety of kids and ladies apparel, as well as home decor and furniture. Their deals are so awesome, they've nearly been shopped out. Call the shops of Altavista today, 369-5437. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9:30 to 6 p.m., Saturday 10 to 3 p.m., Main Street, Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista earns a spot in the state tournament with a victory, 46-29 over Madison County. Oscar, that fourth quarter, 18-4 here on the Subway postgame show. Colonels really threw it into high gear.
And it was close up to about the 3-minute mark, Bob. The Madison County was within 4. Colonels really turned it on, stepped up their defense, and really did a great job converting from the free throw line down the stretch.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we said that TT's 3 might have been the thing that got the Colonel that was going to get the Colonels kick-started, but I argue that it might have been the layup that was that got things kick-started. That steal late, which got her the points, and Altavista gets the victory by the score of 46-29 as they just really took advantage in quarter 4 over the Lady Mountaineers of Madison County. And I'll tell you, we got a diehard basketball fan and a good coach, and he just looked at some numbers that made him shake his head and walking dejectedly back down like a Virginia Tech football game.
You got to love Ty Gafford.
You do. You absolutely do. And you got to love what the Altavista Lady Colonels did tonight here on the Subway postgame show. Bob Alvis, Oscar Briggs, 46-29 Lady Colonels. I think if you're Altavista, though, you just don't even worry about what that score was from the Amelia East Rockingham game, 86-30. East Rock, I'll tell you, they laid the smack down as well to East Rock. And if you're Altavista, though, I think you go home and enjoy this one. Worry about East Rock tomorrow.
Well, that's absolutely right. You do worry about East Rock. And
tomorrow.
That's right.
Deborah can worry about it tonight. Everybody else tomorrow. Enjoy it.
That's right. Enjoy your win tonight. You've assured yourself a place in the state quarterfinals. Certainly you want to win the region, but it's not a necessity. You've already advanced. Use that game, and you want to see how you match up against East Rock. You know, they are the measuring stick. There's no question. 44 in a row before they lost the game in the tournament.
To Stuart Straff.
So, you know, they're the measuring stick. You want to see how you stack up.
Well, if
you play well, you'll meet them again.
Yeah, let me tell you a quick little story, if I may spin a yarn here on the Subway postgame show. Altavista gets the victory, 46-29 over Madison. It was the same Madison County Mountaineers on the boys' side, though, that took on Altavista a few years ago in the regional tournament. I think it was up at Spotswood, as a matter of fact. And, I mean, Madison dropped the hammer and then some on Altavista in that game. And people, I think it was like over a 20-point game, honestly. And people said, you know, state final because they rematched. It's not even going to be close. And Madison County got one heck of a game. I think they won the state championship by like 2 or 3. And, I mean, that's when Madison County really had some guns. Ben Breeden's first year as head coach of the Mountaineers. So my point of the story is just because you get hammered in the regionals or whatever, and I'm not saying Altavista is, it's going to be a tough task against East Rock. You're going to have to play almost mistake-free basketball. But don't let one loss affect the last, hopefully, 3 games that you're going to have of the season.
Well, and different teams match up better against different teams. So you don't know until you play head-to-head exactly how the matchup's going to happen, where their strengths are. I haven't had the opportunity to see East Rock play, so I'm a little bit hesitant to speculate.
I don't mind.
I do know if you hang up 86, that you're doing something right.
Yeah, and I mean, Amelia County was a team that had a very outstanding season, regular season-wise. So a lot to talk about. We'll come back on the Subway post-game show, interview, hopefully, and some final thoughts Altavista gets the W, 46-29 over Madison County on 105.5 KD Country.
Chris Anderson is the newest State Farm agent in Altavista, and he wants you to know that he's there for you. With the discount double check, Chris Anderson will help you find the best price for your car, home, or life insurance. Check out Chris Anderson today, Main Street in Altavista. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Heard of Moose? The Altavista Moose Family Center proudly supports Altavista High School athletics. Moose International is a family-centered, community-based organization that has been serving the Altavista area since 1952. The Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road in Altavista wants to wish the Colonel basketball teams good luck in the playoffs. Give the Moose Family Center a call at 369-6945 today to see how they're bringing together the Altavista community. Moose, a family fraternity.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis back here on the Subway postgame show. It's February at Subway, 2 locations on Main Street and inside of Walmart. I want to thank our sponsors, including Chris Anderson, your new State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Moose Family Center, Lynch Mill Road in Altavista. Heard of Moose? The E&S Mart, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for $2.99. Select Air, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never an overtime charge. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving families since 1905. The Shops of Altavista, kids and ladies clothing, home decor too, all at a great price. English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Fellers Chevrolet, where a short drive will save you money. And the First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. If you heard it on the internet, thank the good folks at Walmart right there on Clarion Road, kdcountry.com. And thank you to Fellers Chevrolet as well, as you can check them out on the YouTube rebroadcast. Fellers Chevrolet will have it for you. And I am about to be joined by a very happy Deborah Spencer, because it's another, we do appreciate it. I didn't speak for the first quarter. I was so out of breath coming up the steps. But
it's a long way up here.
It is. It's a good vantage point, though. You had a good vantage point on the bench today.
I like what I saw from the bench today.
You had to like some of it. The free throws, I'm sure, was not very pleasing until the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Because when you needed them, you really bared down and hit them. What did you think about, what did you like, first off?
I like the outcome.
I do, too.
I like the outcome. I liked our rebounding at the very end of the game. I like the defense that Kayla Lee put on their best player, the Gentry girl, not allowing her open looks and kind of disrupting their offense. And I liked how we finished the game. There in the third quarter when they were making their run and got kind of tight, the kids handled it and were tough enough to come away with the win.
I thought Madison played hard, but at the same time, was it more of what they were doing or more of what you guys were not doing there for a little while when you got in the funk from your angle?
I think they play hard and they're physical. And their inside post players took away a little bit what we wanted to do, that we had to adjust a little bit more facing up and being quicker to the basket instead of posting up on the block. And, Chelsea Robinson did a great job, got a couple baskets doing that. So T.T. Dews hit a 3, then got a steal one time that kind of gave us an extra possession. We didn't get any easy baskets. We didn't get any of those transition layup baskets that we wanted tonight. So we had to work for every one of them.
I know the name of the game is as long as you have one more point than the other team, you don't care where the numbers are. But, ideally, where do you guys want the score in terms of, 40s, 50s?
I had coaches tell me that if I could somehow make it to 50 points, I would win.
That's the old Mark Flusher adage,
too. If I could get it into the 50s, I would win. I really thought that if we could make it into the 40s, that it would be good for us. We played them a couple years ago, and I think we won like 30-25.
Right.
Score at halftime was like 10-8. So we felt pretty good going into halftime that we had scored, maybe 20 points?
Yeah, somewhere right around that number tonight, 19. So you're only
that's what we told them at halftime. I said, ladies, we doubled up this year compared to where we were.
That's the name of the game. Now, the other name of the game is you're in the state, which is a good thing. Yes. I'll take a little bit of bad news on this one. East Rockingham is going to be your opponent.
Okay.
One of the better teams. They beat Amelia tonight, 86-30.
That's what I was told.
Your thoughts on that in terms of let the kids enjoy this one the rest of the night and then worry about East Rock tomorrow?
Pretty much. We addressed it in the locker room that I thought it would be interesting to see how that game turned out, because they're two completely different style teams, how it would turn out. So now we know how that turned out. We got to play a different style. But, let the kids enjoy it tonight, and the coaches will worry about East Rock tonight, and then, you got to play the game. And we're going to go, and I know our kids will play hard, and I know our kids will compete, and it's going to be a matter, can we handle their pressure, their full-court pressure?
Well, the good news is, even if you come out on a short end Saturday, which obviously nobody wants, but you're still alive.
Yes.
So that's always a good thing.
Yes.
Any final thoughts on this game tonight in terms of maybe some stuff that needs to be shored up before Saturday?
Well, you really don't have a lot of time in which to do so. And, at this point of the year, we're not real deep. We're not playing a lot of kids. So you're looking at saving kids' legs for the opportunity to play. So, I think for us, free throws, getting to the line, taking advantage of every possession, and just being ready to play mentally, because at this time of the year, I don't know how much better physically, skill-wise we'll get, but we need to be ready mentally to play them.
At this point, too, with, no telling what weather can do in terms of throwing games different days, I assume you want to keep the schedule as is, even if the legs are a little bit, shaky.
Honestly,
I can do a snow dance if you need me to.
I think for our kids, at least for me, I try not to let anything else, any outside circumstances, that doesn't come into playing the game. You play who you play on the day that you're supposed to play, and you're ready to do that job that day. So that's pretty much how we're going to approach it.
I like that. Inspirational thoughts from Deborah Spencer here on the Subway postgame show. Coach, congratulations. We'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you.
Deborah Spencer enjoying this one for the rest of the night, and then she'll get to she's probably going to game plan a little bit on the way home, but she will enjoy this one for the rest of the evening as well. She should. Altavista gets the win 46-29. Bob Alvis and Oscar Briggs here on the Subway postgame show. You can eat fresh, eat healthy, $5 footlongs for the rest of the month, and your premium footlongs are only $6. We're going to get Oscar here to join us in just a few moments to wrap up with some final thoughts as Altavista gets the W. And Mr. Briggs, I think Deborah Spencer is very intelligent in terms of let the kids enjoy this one. Don't worry about any external factors of, weather or whatever else could come into play. But you're back in the state tournament, and I think that's definitely a positive.
That's the goal is, at the beginning of the year, you want to get to the state tournament. Some other smaller goals, short-term goals, you want to win the district tournament. You want to win the regional, but ultimately you want to get in that state tournament where you've got a chance. Coach Spencer, alluded to, this isn't her first rodeo.
Right, yeah, she's been around for a few years.
And she seems very relaxed right now after a very tight game that the Colonels were able to really won it by competing, Bob. They found themselves down in the fourth quarter and turned that around, and again competed very well, played strong, finished, and she's very confident. Seems very, very relaxed right now.
Well, and Mike Cardellaro says it probably just as well as anybody at this point in the season. It's survive and advance, and that's the name of the game as well. Oscar, as we're here on the Subway post-game show, Sydney Morris finishes with 17, but they certainly were not an easy 17. What did you see out of, I know Kyle calls her the sensation, I call her Sid the Kid, but what did you see out of 15 tonight?
Well, it was almost 3 ball games for Sydney. She started off strong, was strong defensively. Looked like she got a little frustrated once Madison went to the man-to-man late in the second quarter and early into the third. Coach Spencer pulled her out. Coach Frazier, Coach Spencer, Coach Short all had words, talked to Sydney, and it looked like she upped her game a little bit, had a little bit more confidence when she came in. She finished strong, and I think that's the key for Sydney.
Well, and I think, too, it's, just as much, and this is not just with Sydney, but all athletes. You got to massage those egos and let everybody know that, they're okay.
Well, and it's not that Sydney, it's not that so much a classical, what I'm going to say is an ego, but Sydney has high expectations for her play. And when she doesn't play at the highest level that she's used to, she gets really frustrated with herself. I also saw strong play from the role players. Chelsea Robinson had a very, very solid game, solid on the boards, scored some points. Ryan Hedgepath came in, ran the floor game, very few turnovers. So it was good to see those things. When the Colonels didn't have a perfect night, a lot of players stepped up, did a lot of things right, and they were able to get the win. And as you said, Coach Carvalho says, survive and advance.
Score was 30-29, and Altavista scored the last 16.
That's impressive. This Madison County team was a good team and gave the Colonels some problems. So
you're a tough man to impress, Mr. Briggs. So if I can impress you, that's a good thing. Excuse me. It's very emotional for me to impress you. 29 from Madison, 46 from Altavista. Let's tell you how it went. Lucas had 11 from Madison, Gentry with 8, 6 from Erb, and Lacey and Johnson each with 2. Sydney Morris led Altavista with 17, Chelsea Robinson with 8, Kalia Donegan and Kayla Lee each with 7, Takara Dews with 6, and Ryan Hedgepath with 1. Brings us to the players of the game. Oscar, I will let you go first, and let's start with Madison.
For Madison, Gentry stands out to me. Lucas and Gentry both had strong games. Gentry caused some problems running the floor when the Colonels were in that zone and really did a good job. So for me, it's Gentry.
I like Gentry too, but I'm going to go Lucas just to be the other side because I think they're both deserving. Now, on the other side for Altavista, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to give it to the grinder. I thought Sydney Morris, like you said, and that might be the best thing I've heard you say, 3 different games right there tonight for Sydney. I thought they each had its own challenges, but I'm going to give Sydney the player of the game. Your thoughts?
Well, for me, I narrowed it down to Sydney, and, I'm going to give it to Chelsea Robinson. I think Chelsea, again, came in, was strong on the boards, hit some free throws, contributed, played strong defensively. So for me, just to be different than you, I'm going with Chelsea.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Big thank you to Nick Bailey back at home base. Big thank you to Mr. Goldman and Mr. Kurd here at Amherst County High School. Class acts all the way and really helped us out, and we'll look forward to seeing them hopefully tomorrow night, weather permitting. Altavista and Gretna boys basketball on the air. But until then, for Oscar Briggs, this is Bob Alvis. Altavista advances to the Region B final in the state tournament. They get the win over Madison County 46-29. Until tomorrow, have a great night, everyone.